Okay, so we set it wise to the golf ball, looking really, really good. I got to say, there's a good angles there, looking down the line. Your posture was great. Like I say, you can see that someone's got down to a good sort of nearly single-figure standard. Okay, so a good golfer, and all your sort of start points there are very good. The issue for me, as we discussed before, was your sort of trigger before that club even moved. Yeah. Your head was tilting quite a lot to the, as we look up to the left, but in your case, the right. As a result of that, now when you went back, it created a lot of sway. To make your backswing. Now, if that's where your club finishes at the top of the backswing, from there now it's going to be very difficult to get any twist at all with the body. Okay. Yeah. Now, as I said, I don't think you'll change it that much that quickly. Prove me wrong. Okay. We said about a couple of waggles to sort of try and get the feeling of how the arms are going to sort of swing the golf club away more with the arms and the shoulders and stuff, rather than the head tilt. Okay. So nice and loose now at setup, and if we watch here now. Look at your head there, it's perfect. Okay, top of the backswing. Now, interestingly, when your head stayed straighter, possibly because your spine now is going to be straighter, not twisted, you actually go back further.
Oh, yeah.
But look how much better your head is. That to me now looks as if you're in a good sort of solid position there. That looks so you've got a really heavy right ear.
Yeah.
And just everything leant back on this side. And if we actually watch the transition back into the golf ball, your head stays in that position all the way back into impact.
Yeah.
There's no way now you can really follow. If you try to follow through, you'd probably end up damaging your spine or doing some back problems if you're not careful. So that's the reasons why you couldn't follow through. It wasn't that you weren't trying to.
Right.
Because you physically couldn't. Now, in your practice swings, you'll do it because it's a slower swing and you're not hitting at something. You just continue to keep going through and your head will follow through with it. But if we watch this now as your head's more on top with the swing there now, look at those impact conditions. Just with the point of where your head is.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Much better. I mean, the top part of your head's on top of the of the spine, and both eyes now looking at the golf ball. So from there, we can now release and rotate through. Your head starts sort of looking up for the ball. It's late, as we said, but it's starting to look a bit later on here now. I don't think it comes up at all. I mean, still looking back almost. You're in theory. I mean, if your eyes are sort of going with your head, you're looking down here somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the ball. Now you're looking where the ball was. Head still down, and then it sort of comes up towards the end. So your head's really sort of delaying the process.
Yeah.
Which, if your head's sort of hanging back here, looking down this direction, how are you going to follow through? So your lower half now can't really move through. That one you can follow through, okay? I think that's where you got to, not too bad to be fair, but it's a very difficult move to make. And again, here, when there's no inhibitions, we're okay. Out on the golf course, when there's a fear of going left, you're definitely going to, any resistance that you're going to have in your swing, which will definitely come from that sort of head tilted position off to the side, added to that head position, plus any thoughts on the golf course of, I don't know, left on this par 3, or I don't want to miss the green right on this one, will stop you following through. And once you then get to that position, as you come to impact, you'll probably stop the club somewhere around there.
Yeah, because
and like a very douche sort of.
Sometimes we find even with like a short iron, like a little half a wedge to the green.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it left of the green.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
50 yards
but you
away.
can see what you pretend. I mean, if you think if we sort of break that down, a 50-yard swing with a pitching wedge, I would suggest your arms would be going somewhere to about there with a club pointing up like that. So even if we look at your sort of halfway back position, this is a 50-yard pitch. You're still a long way twisted around behind your body. So your club now is going to want to come back way on the inside. Your body's going to stop. The club's going to flip over, and the ball's just going to go hoik left. Because your body now, especially with a shorter shot, there's no speed or momentum, is there?
No, that's right.
So you can't twist the body out of the way. So if your body gets stuck way back, looking back to the right-hand side of the golf ball, and there's no speed to the impact area, that club's going to do one thing and just go flip, and it's just going to miss the green left. Unless, and of course, you're trying to sort of hold the club face open, then you must start getting the unmentionables, and the ball shooting off to the side at a right angle. So so we can work that. If you can do that, I mean, of the 4 or 5 shots you've done since we made that change, 2 you did that really well. The one we got on camera, then the second one, the third and fourth one were a little bit, and then the fifth and the sixth one actually were good shots. Where you sort of back to that same, not quite as good but better. Okay. So if needs be, have a sort of little pre-movement or a waggle, just so you kind of get the club in motion, sort of thing. Yeah. And then the feeling of what's going to take the golf club away, rather than my hands and the head going and looking. Because once the head starts going there, you haven't got much chance at all.
No.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Happy days. Good. That's small then. Very good.